Hi there, my name is Travis from soulremedy.org, and today I wanted to talk about how plant medicines can be blocked in ceremony, what might be causing that, and what you can do about it. So some people, they come to ceremony with expectations based on maybe past experiences or maybe just based on hearing about other people's experiences. And plant medicines do really powerful things and you can have very powerful experiences sometimes, but not every experience is huge. Not every experience is super powerful right away. Sometimes in retrospect you realize what you got from the ceremony. Now with certain plant medicines, they're a little bit more consistent. With psilocybin mushrooms, for example, you give somebody a certain amount of the mushrooms and they'll generally have a certain level of experience. There is some leeway there and higher and lower levels of experience, but generally they're pretty consistent. But with other plant medicines like San Pedro or Ayahuasca, sometimes you have a very powerful experience and sometimes you might feel like you didn't have any experience at all. And this can be kind of confusing to some people. I remember the first couple times I drank ayahuasca, you hear about it being this very powerful visionary medicine. I didn't actually have any visions the first few times I drank it. I would even say the first 15 or 20 times I drank it, maybe 5 or 6 of those experiences were very visionary or insightful to me. Most of them were either just very light and gentle and not that much happened, or I just had a lot of purging and puking and felt really sick. Now, in retrospect, I would always see benefits that started occurring after those ceremonies, so I could tell that they were having a good effect on me and that I was finding some healing. But at the time in the ceremony, I was a little frustrated that I felt blocked up. So now, since I've been working with the medicine a lot longer and I've watched a lot of other people have similar experiences of the medicine being blocked, I have a couple of insights on what causes that and some things that can help it. Now, when the medicine isn't opening up for you and you're not having that very conscious direct experience, sometimes it's possible that it could just be the dosage. Maybe you didn't have enough of the medicine, maybe it's a weak medicine, something like that. In the case of ayahuasca, some people say you might not have enough inhibition of your MAO enzyme to activate the DMT orally. And sometimes that can be the case. A lot of times there's actually an energetic blockage that is blocking the medicine, and sometimes that's a blockage within yourself, and sometimes it's actually in the ceremony space. So I've been in ceremonies before where the medicine's not really opening up for everybody in the group. Everybody's having kind of a blocked ceremony, and the shaman will kind of sing a couple songs to work on some of the blockages that are in the room covering the ceremony. And as he sings those songs, suddenly the medicine starts to open up because they're removing whatever it was that was blocking the ayahuasca or the San Pedro. Sometimes you're having an individual blockage. So you might have 1 or 2 ceremonies where you're feeling like the medicine's not really opening up for you. Maybe you have some nausea or a little bit of purging. Maybe the facilitator just sings to you or works on you another way. And then after a couple ceremonies, you're working with the same exact medicine, same exact dosage. All of a sudden it opens up and you have a super powerful experience. And that's because there's an energetic blockage that finally got removed. And during those ceremonies where you felt like you weren't experiencing much, the medicine can still be doing a lot behind the scenes. Can be building a subconscious relationship with you, a deeper energetic relationship with you. It could be removing energetic blockages so that it can give you a different experience. And oftentimes, when you have a couple light experiences, at some point you'll have a very powerful experience afterwards because there's a lot of background work being done, and then it all comes to fruition in that more powerful experience. So just because you're having a blocked experience doesn't mean anything's going wrong or that you aren't going to benefit from the medicine. Generally, you will see benefits after the fact, or in future ceremonies, or just in retrospect. So when you're feeling like your ceremony is blocked, there's a couple different things you could do. One is you could do another ceremony afterwards. You don't have to get everything all done at once. And I think more than chasing big experiences, it's really good for people to develop healthy relationships with the medicine where they can do consistent work over time. Because I really think that healthy relationship is what helps support you in your life longer, and you can get more lasting results and sometimes more lasting healing from that. So I think it's really important to develop a good relationship with the medicine and not chase these huge experiences. So you can drink the medicine again. You can also drink more in the same ceremony. You know, if you're a couple hours into your Ayahuasca or San Pedro or mushroom ceremony, whatever medicine you're working with, you're a couple hours into it and it's not really opening up, you can have a little bit more. Tobacco is also a great plant to work on with. So if you're having a blocked experience, you know, you can smoke a little bit of the mapacho, or one of my favorite medicines is called rape. It's a powdered tobacco snuff that goes into your nose. Those things are great for removing blockages and also great for helping you let go. There's also a couple things that you can check in within how you're reacting to the medicine. Are you trying to control the experience, and do you have too many expectations? Because if so, those things can really hold the medicine back. So something you could do is really trying to let go. Really trying to not just look for visions, but pay attention to your emotions in your body. How do you feel? Sometimes you'll start paying attention to your body and all of a sudden you'll feel this ache, and you'll think about that ache and pay attention to it, and all of a sudden that ache will tell you about a memory where you experienced trauma in the past, and all of a sudden your whole experience will open up and you can have a very powerful experience. Or sometimes you stop looking for the visions and you start just letting your mind wander, and you'll start having insights about your life. And that's what you really want from the medicine, is the healing and the insights. You know, it's not really about the visions or the big experience. It's about the benefits that you can bring back into your life from the ceremony. So thinking about how you're reacting to the medicine can change a lot about your experience. You know, if you're sitting with a practitioner, you can also ask them for help and ask them to work on you. I've seen people having blocked experiences, and the ayahuasquero or huachumero, whatever medicine you're working with, you know, the facilitator will sing to them or work on them, and all of a sudden their experiences opens up because that person was helping them remove a specific blockage that was keeping the medicine from being totally connected to them. So there's a lot of different things you could do with the medicine. If you're really doing a couple ceremonies and you're consistently blocked up, there's a couple other things I would recommend. One would be focusing on your dieta. You know, there's people talk about the dieta for ayahuasca mostly, but you can actually diet before mushrooms and before San Pedro ceremony as well. So if you're really blocked up, doing a stricter and longer dieta before you're working with the medicine can do a lot to help you. And there's also something called a master plant dieta, where you pick a certain plant that you really want to connect with and you work with that plant. And if you're really blocked up and you've done a number of ceremonies and it's just not really opening up for you, I would suggest going and doing a master plant dieta. That's actually one of the most powerful practices, I think, within the plant medicine traditions, is dieting other plants. And I've seen a lot of people, you know, their practice totally changes after they've done one or two master plant dietas. And, you know, you could be working with ayahuasca or San Pedro repeatedly and it's not really opening up for you, but you go do a powerful dieta, and all of a sudden you're much more sensitive, much more open, and the medicine can just work with you on a whole new level that wasn't possible before, because you're in a different space energetically and you're bringing this new energy from the diet with you. So, you know, if you're having trouble with blockages, you know, just persistence is the most important part. Have another ceremony, maybe drink a little bit more medicine, maybe try a different plant medicine, or try dieting a master plant, try dieting before your next ceremony, ask the practitioner to work on you. There's a lot of different things you could do. So if the medicine's being blocked up for you, just know it's actually pretty common and pretty normal, not something to worry about. The medicine will open up for you if you keep working with it, and hopefully some of these ideas are helpful for you to keep working with the medicine in deeper ways. Check out our website, soulremedy.org. I'll talk to you later.